Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. Playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the T25/2. It's an American Tier 7 tank destroyer. And the map is Erlenberg. I'm on the defending team for an assault game. So I'm going to the wrong place. Going to a sniping position that's appropriate for this tank, which is up on this hill over here. Unfortunately, there's really only room for one person, or maybe two if they sit side by side, which is this bush over here. And you could alternatively play in the bush in front. But you got to be wary. If you sit over here, someone will easily get behind you and block you from backing up or something. Got a nice view. Now, since we're on the defending team, we don't want to advance against the enemy. We've got a lot of tanks on this hill over here. We should have sent someone up that hill, a fast tank, but unfortunately nobody went. It would allow us to spot them a lot faster. None of these guys are in a spotting position, which is really bad for us. That means the enemy will be able to get really close, and we won't be able to do anything.
Ready to fire.
Wow, there was a tank right in front of him, and nobody saw it.
Enemy armor is damaged.
It's like he disappeared or something. He must have good camo. Didn't see him. You know, we got tanks, 3 tanks right in front of us, and nobody's spotting them. And as you can see, we've got way too many tanks on this side of the map. The other side, there's only 2 tanks defending on the west. The enemy's not advancing. This is going to be another one of those weird games. They did come through wrong. What the enemy should have done is gone along the slope of the hill and advanced along the slope over here. They would have made it right to these trees, and nobody would have been able to stop them, but they didn't do it. And if you watch my videos, you'll see that I do it all the time. So it looks like that KV-2 took a hit from an invisible tank. We have no idea where he was. We have no spotters. Too bad I missed that shot. There's 2 tanks right there.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And that's exactly where they should be. They can easily sneak up to here. If we had a spotter up on the hill, we would know exactly where they were. Okay, so we've got problems over here. Got way too many tanks over here doing nothing. Looks like some guys are retreating to go over to the other side, which is good. What we really need is a fast tank up on that hill. Unfortunately, we don't have one. If we did, he left. But not a problem for me. It's up to the enemy to advance. And at some point, you know, it's 5 minutes left. At some point, we're just going to go berserk on them. Even though we're losing. You know, once they get down to 2 minutes, if they're not on our cap, then they lose. Ooh, I nailed him. Missed him.
Didn't go through. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is destroyed.
Killed him while picking my nose. That's how good I am.
That one didn't go through.
I wasn't really picking my nose, but I was touching my nose. I had one hand on the controls and I nailed that guy. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the base and hopefully avoid detection. I'm going to stay in the low areas. Got detected.
Target acquired. Penetration.
Got to keep on moving.
Where'd they go?
It'd be so funny if I killed him.
Target acquired. Enemy is hit. Target unlocked.
He's got a fast reload. He should be nailing me hard.
Permission to engage. Where'd they go?
And he's a fast tank, so anything can happen with that guy.
One of our tracks is damaged. We've lost a track. Got him. Ready to fire. Smother those flames. We're done for. Everyone get out.
Okay, so they got 2 minutes to cap. They basically got to get... they have to be on the cap right now, and they're not. For one tank. 2 tanks, they could do it. It's really sad, but, you know, I came in and I died. Oh, he was hiding in that bush. That's why I didn't see him. He was hiding behind the bush. It was really smart of him. And he was really low. And when that Cromwell hit me, I had a little bit of confusion about which way to turn. I didn't even know he was there. So about which way to turn my tank to aim at him. And I guess I was also tracked. So we've got 3 tanks left. And they've got 4. If somebody runs and hides, we could easily win the game. We can literally win this game. All he has to do is hide. Because I don't think they can cap in 1 minute. Except for the fact... So they know that he's there. So they got to be careful. Oh, there's that Cromwell. Yep. And there he is from behind. Wow, this is crazy. This is going to be very close because they could still spot him in the last 5 seconds and kill him. It would be funny if he just exploded right there. We won! Yes! Okay, so that shows you that the enemy was really stupid. They're not aware of the concept of how you win the game. So some of the tanks, the E25, for example, and the Cromwell, which killed me, were at the base. They had plenty of time to cap, and they should have won. But what happened was the Cromwell, for whatever reason, left the base. I don't recall having allies in the area. And what he probably wanted to do was run around and kill more tanks. But because nobody capped, and they had 4 tanks, once you get down to 3 minutes, you have to have at least 1 tank on the cap. If you don't, you get to the point where you really can't win. You either won't make it to the cap in time, because getting on the cap isn't enough. You've got to have it at 100% when the game ends. So when it gets down to 3 minutes, you have to be pretty much at the cap. If you can get 2 tanks on the cap, that's a different story. Then 2 minutes left in the game, you have to have 2 tanks on the cap. But they didn't do either, and I guess they were trying to kill all the remaining tanks. And like I said, all the KV-85 had to do was hide, and he could have won. Luckily, he did take out one of the tanks. He could have probably taken out both of them. He didn't spin his tank around when he fired, when he was up against that last tank, and they did flank him. What I would have done differently is when that Cromwell showed up, I would have gone after him. Because I knew that another tank, I would have expected another tank to come around from behind. They knew where he was. You can see I got 3 kills, and I apparently did some spotting damage. For me to do spotting damage makes no sense. I should not have had any spotting damage. We should have had spotters doing all the spotting damage. I was all the way in the back the whole game. And I did get number 1. I probably got things like base defense and things like that. It says 0/14. It says defense points. Yeah, 7 penetrations is pretty good. You know, it is a little upsetting that our team didn't take up good positions and they didn't retreat back to the base to defend it. I was, as far as I know, the only one until that KV-85 showed up. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below.